On this episode of Autocross and Track, the Mustang moves under its own power. We take it autocrossing. And we break it badly. There's a hole here where the weld should be. Autocross and Track Mustang is on the ground. The hood is on for the first time in months. About to start it and see if it'll move under its own power so I can take it to the exhaust shop. Katie is here watching with me, so let's do this. Nothing gentle about this thing, but it sounds freaking awesome. That throttle response is bitchin'. It's running okay, but man, this cam is not happy down low, or we got some serious tuning to do. I don't know which yet, but it is loud. California's new no fix-it tickets, I hope I can get straight to the exhaust shop. It's only a couple miles without pissing off any LEO. I am driving straight to the shop. Got the exhaust box right next to me with the new X-Pipe. There's some weird stuff going on with the ignition earlier though, so I went and wiggled every wire. No idea if that was it or if I still have an intermittent ignition issue, but the car would just die. So yeah, I'm really curious what we're dealing with here.
Hey Bill, that Mustang's here.
We're at Automagic Muffler. Just gonna get the X-Pipe fixed on the Mustang.
He's got the X-Pipe with a full kit. I just need to cut his old stuff out.
You can see
how much
the old X-Pipe just cracked right down the middle. That's why it's so damn loud. They use some cool oval tubing like the Nascar stuff,
I got you.
but you know, booger welds and booger tailpipes, no mandrel bends, but we got the boom tube coming. Time to do a walk around of the Autocross and Track Mustang now that it's running. Yeah, let's hope it stays that way. There's still quite a few gremlins to work out on this thing, but I thought I would show you guys a little bit more about the car, what's on it now, maybe what some of the things I've got to do. Part of the car right here is the 408 Windsor. It's 351 block from mid-70s, stroked out to 408 cubic inches. It's got some nice parts on it. See, we got the AFR cylinder heads, we got the nice remote reservoir power steering pump. It's got power steering cooler, oil cooler, MSD ignition. It's got this homemade fabbed cold air intake, taking air from the cowl, kind of like NASCAR style. Oil accumulator line. One of the coolest things that I like about this thing is this little bump switch. So that made adjusting the rocker arms and the valve lash a whole lot easier. One of the things to fix is there was some front end damage from the prior owner. Hit the wall on track. So they repainted the front of the car and painted these gold stripes. At least that's what it feels like. But the original stripes were vinyl, and this stuff is old and sticky and a mess and has turned brown. So you got brown, 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 brown. Oh hey, what do you know? I got gold again. So I've got to make that match. See, we got the Meyer Inc. Fender Flares, I believe the 3.5 inch front and rear, give the car a super mean, aggressive look, and more importantly, allow us to fit some wide tires. Interior is all business, you know, it's got a custom dash just to house the minimum. I've got a rat's nest of wiring right now because that's still left over from when I swapped out the MSD box, and the newer box has a different wiring. Some of the things we're gonna have to do to make this race ready, as you can see on the far side, the roll bar, or the roll cage I should say, only has one passenger bar. So most of the series I want to race wheel to wheel in, you need two. So we're going to complete the X and have another bar added. This on the driver's side, you can see it's got the NASCAR style roll bars, so super beefy, safe. I gutted the door to make room for it, so you can kind of see here that it tucks over nicely, gives the driver a lot of room. Kind of hard to see, I guess, when we look through the back window, but this has dirt track style third link upper member, so it's got the decoupled setup. Transmission, you know, it's got the remote shifter here. It's a T3550 5-speed transmission, aluminum drive shaft into a 9-inch full floater axle right now. You can see it's got the Willwood disc brakes and the big floater hats there. Still running leaf springs. This leaf spring setup is also kind of old school dirt track. So there's a bird cage on the axle, so the axle spins freely and independent of the leaf spring, and the third link is what keeps the pinion angle and controls axle wrap and loading like that. The leaf springs merely provide suspension and axle location. Still in the trunk, I've got an Optima battery that I'm going to replace that one with, because put in an acid venting battery in a enclosed compartment is a recipe for rust. It's got the AccuSump Moroso accumulator. I've also got a new fuel cell. This is one of the things, this is not an FIA rated cell. It's good enough for drag racing and time trials, not good enough for wheel to wheel. So I've got a safe fuel cell ready to drop in, same size. Hopefully it'll be just a bolt in, bolt out once this is no longer full of gas. But let's start it up and I'll show you. It's ripping pretty good right now. That new center force clutch, that LMC, their light metal clutch, it really well behaved. I've driven this about 8-10 miles so far and on the street, and almost feels like the Camaro, even though it's, you know, like 12 pounds lighter or something. See some of that throttle response. Still a little cold, so I don't want to go too crazy. There she is. We're driving to work this morning in the race car. Yeah, baby. You know, best way to break in the motor and clutch and check to see if we fix some of these oil leaks. So, yeah, good times this morning. All right, made it to work. I don't know how many race cars have parked here before, unless you count the Camaro. AutoXandTrack Mustang has made it to the track for the first time ever. The last time I tried this, it made about 4 miles from home before braking. So there she is, ready for its first Cal Club Autocross. where I think it might be kind of ugly, because the locker in this thing is not happy at tight stuff. But we'll get a good shakedown. It'll be my first chance to really full throttle the car, figure out how it handles. We got a lot of Mustangs here today. You see Joe's Mustang in the back. This thing's super nice and clean. He's got the wide body Meyer fenders up front. Haven't seen Joe out in, I don't know, maybe 2 years. So looking forward to seeing this thing run.
Of course. I don't want people to panic out there about being hit. I certainly don't want them.
All right, we brought the Mustang to the Autocross as a shakedown, and it was a success. There's a hole here where the weld should be, and that's a big crack there, and this bar is bent in a V, and it's totally cracked on the other side. So the third link self-destructed. We got 2 ratchet straps triangulating up to the front of the car under the seat, and I'm about to see if I can make it and drive it home. So wish me luck. I'm inside editing this video, and I'm watching some of the same clips again and again as you edit things together and try and make it cohesive. So I've seen the footage now that I've taken of trying to show you guys the broken roll cage, explain my theories on why it broke, and I had this light bulb moment where I realized, hey, everything that's broken has newer paint on it than the rest of the cage. So guess what? This thing has broke exactly like this at least once before. Somebody fixed it, and by the looks of things, just made the thing the exact same way it was before, so it was bound to break again. Here I am thinking Autocross broke this thing after 10 years didn't break it on the road course. But I'm going to go back and just edit some pics together to show you guys that basically the lower bar in the cage and the T-bar that the third link actually bolts to, they're all have newer paint on them than the rest of the cage. So somebody's fixed this before. Hopefully I can fix it right this time and actually triangulate things and give that lower bar some fore and aft support. But yeah, check this out. How long is it going to take to get this Mustang fixed and back on a track, whether that's an autocross or road course? I don't know. I'm going to have to get some input on what to do to fix this cage situation and see if the rest of the cage is okay and salvageable, or if we're going to have to do some major surgery. In the meantime, I've got a giveaway for you guys on YouTube. If you like and comment on this video and subscribe to the AutoXandTrack channel, then we have got a t-shirt and hat combo giveaway. I'm going to randomly select from the commenters who are subscribers to the channel who gets one of these combos. So you've got a choice between my Point Buy is on point t-shirt. This was in a bag, so sorry it's wrinkled. With Center Force clutches hat and koozie. Best clutches, awesome. Your choice of a pair of white or black AutoXandTrack stickers, or you can go with the Willwood combo And you can either select either the gray or white t-shirt with the Willwood hat. I have either of these t-shirts available in large or extra large. Like, comment, subscribe. Your chance to win. Say whatever you want in the comments. Doesn't have to be nice. Doesn't have to be mean. But, should I be focusing on the Camaro instead of the Mustang? What do you think of the welds on this cage in this Mustang? I don't know. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. That's a wrap.